This still all amazes me that all this came from spools of filament, right? Spools of plastic just sitting there waiting to become something bigger. In a previous video, I was sent the docking bay cube by Cube Squadron for their Kickstarter to showcase and print. This time they sent me two more cubes, a 1x1 cube, an Imperial Hangar, and a Rebel base. And we are going to upgrade them. But first, we've got to print everything. So as previously stated, I was sent these files by Cube Squadron to test print and help them out during their Kickstarter program, which is going to be launched very, very soon. And I will put all the details here in this video and of course in the description below. But yeah, so the files that came in, I pulled them into my Bamboo Labs Studio slicer and I checked them all out as I usually do. I have my mental checklist and I started printing away. You know, everything that was thin, I added brim if it needed a brim. And for tall, thin pieces, I slowed the printer way down. I'm talking way down. Because you want to avoid any wobbling or warping as the center of the prints start to cool faster than the top and bottom. You will get the warping, so make sure you have your cryo grip build plates or something that's very secure. Your first layer goes down smooth and you are on, you know, you'll be cool sailing there or smooth sailing. The total print times for both of these cubes, the Hangar, the Imperial Hangar, was 2 days and 2 hours on my settings. And the base was 3 days and 6 hours because there was a lot more parts associated with that. Again, that first layer is most important thing to do, to get right, and it's cookie cutter from then on. And yeah, it was an amazing thing to see all these things come off the printers. So I wanted to build each cube out separately before I moved on. I didn't want to do it, you know, kind of like simultaneously, right? The Hangar, the Imperial Hangar, again, the 1x1 cube, and it's going to come in 3 different kind of size versions, but I was sent the 1x1, just kind of test print and showcase and add lights to it, upgrade it, and find the right kind of lighting because everybody uses their own kind of methods of how they light their projects. I found that my standard LEDs that I usually get for other projects that you guys seen do not work because the spacing was too far in between and it was adding a lot of dark spots in this particular hangar. So I found a kind of like a rope light, I guess. I'll put the link in the description below for you guys to check out. But it enabled this constant flow, this constant string of lights, which I was able to interweave in and out the outside of the hangar. The files that were provided offer channeling, so you can just put those strips in there and be perfectly fine. Along with adding all this stuff, I didn't add any paint because Star Wars and Imperials, they're shiny, they're glossy, they're industrial, but there's no need for paint and weathering, right? You want it to as pristine looking as possible. And I think that with adding this type of lighting in this setting, absolutely preserved that clean aesthetic look to it. And I was so happy to add lights into this cube. I'm a huge collector of Micro Galaxy Squadron. I've got all the ships. So not only am I using this and adding to my collection, I'm able to help showcase this Kickstarter project and try to work out all the flaws that, if there's any, you know, and kind of like add my notes back to the Cube Squadron guys, and they can upgrade their files and so on and so forth. So adding in all the extra scatter terrain that they offer on the files too, really like the little platforms, and when we get to the base, it's all the hoses and it's just vines and everything. It makes it so cool. I love the fact that they go over and beyond on these cubes on this project. It's not just an environment. It's like an actual play set. You know, you can play with this if you want to. All right, moving on to the Rebel base, the hidden Rebel base, right? This is the 1x1 cube, is 10 inch by 10 inch by 10 inch. Now, again, they're going to offer a wider version, a 1x2 and 1x3. You can expand, they'll have those options for you. The approach to upgrading this one, you know, as far as the assembly goes on this, it was very simple. I mean, you'll see as I get into it, everything clicked into place, slid into place. There was nothing really difficult about assembling everything. The tolerances were fantastic. The only thing I wanted to do on this one was the difference between my docking bay, which I did not weather that one. I wanted to paint and weather this one to show you guys that you can pull things right off the printer and enhance them even further. You know, I used colors of filament that I was going to paint anyway, so it was kind of like I really didn't have to really coat these this project with the actual colors I was using. I was using the base color as the filament to enhance it, and I was just going in, adding some harmony. So the browns, I was adding some reds and some browns, some tans. The flooring, I think I just based, just some grays and then maybe some light grays, and in the sandstone areas, the pyramid areas, light browns and all that stuff. So again, harmony, and you just kind of freely just paint away and just add colors here and there. You don't have to be very pristine unless you want to. My methods are very amateur, so I'm sure there's professional modelers out there, professional painters out there, but you got to start somewhere, and I welcome any advice moving forward, right? My approach was base painting these up and adding a black wash to it all, and then going in very minor with some dry brushing. A lot of it's hidden, but I think if you miss a step, you'll see it. It actually came out beyond my expectations, especially when I'm adding all the ships and all the scatter terrain in there. And I compare that to the docking bay, which is clean filament. I didn't weather that at all. You can definitely see the difference in it. And I absolutely want to do more, especially when I get the 1x3 hangar or Imperial base, right? And then really deck it out and everything. So it was fantastic. there you have it, guys. 2 1x1 cubes for this video, just to showcase some upgrades that are possible with 3D printing. If you're designing them correctly, you could design them with that in mind of painting or adding, channels for lighting or a different kind of accessories, what have you. It all starts at that ground level. And I want to give this opportunity for you guys to go to Cube Squadron, check out the entire project that's starting soon. I am very, very honored to get some of these in advance just to kind of print and showcase and kind of help it move along, because again, I'm a huge collector on this line. I love 3D printing, I love problem solving, and I love working behind the scenes with companies to try to better their project. And honestly, I really don't have a lot of problems with this project to send over to them. Just a couple suggestions here and there. They've got it pretty much under control. And as you see, none of this, and I'm very, very honest with you guys. I will be very honest with you. If I had problems with it, or if I had to reprint stuff, I would show you. I would show you those problem-solving techniques and moving forward. Anyway, this was amazing. I cannot wait to get my hands on the entire run of cubes. They have 7 different ones that they offer, plus little mini ones. The link in the description below, guys. Check it out. Once they hit that 1,500 followers, it is all go, and the project will launch. So I hope this helped a little bit on your guys' imaginations on finding some files online, printing them, and saying, you know what? Let's try our hands at painting. Let's try our hands at electronics, or even just adding strip lighting to something. It really, really it's a light and day difference. It really does make a difference. And I've done it before with my droids and everything, but this is a little bit different. I was very, very nervous to try my hand at, like I said, the washes and the dry brushing and stuff. I didn't know how it was going to come out, but I was like, you know what? It's just, if I make a mistake, I'm just paint over it, right? And go from there. And that's how you learn for the next one. I cannot wait for the future if I do this kind of thing again and see where the skills develop. You have to start somewhere. So anyway, guys, like and subscribe. Hit that bell notification for more content coming very, very soon. And I will see you on the next video.